Maritime watches, deck watches, none of them really caught me in the past, but this watch, the Laco Cuxhaven, is a watch which is a really nice one, and I'm happy to present it to you in this video. Hello and welcome to WatchMaxy's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. The Laco Cuxhaven kind of combines two different watch styles. On the one hand, the classical pocket watches and of the 40s, and on the other hand, watches which had been handed to the staff of the German submarine U1, not the U1 of Zinn, but the submarine. And both watches are the style origin of the Cuxhaven, while the Cuxhaven is a modern interpretation and it's really fit for everyday use, which is not always the case according to my requirements for classical watches and deck watches. And this is something I would like to point out in this video, and I'm really pleased to present it to you. The Laco Cuxhaven is a really nice and classic watch, which on my 17 centimeter wrist, or 6 3/4 of an inch, still looks reasonably good, although as with many watches I would have preferred 1 or 2 millimeter less. It still looks fine. The Laco Cuxhaven comes in a case with a diameter of 42.5 millimeter, a lug width of 22 millimeter, and a lug to lug span of 49.8 millimeter. The watch has a thickness of 10.7 millimeter. The front crystal is a flat AR coated sapphire crystal, and the back is also a sapphire crystal which gives a gorgeous view on the nicely decorated hand-wound movement. The movement is a Laco 98, the basis of which is an ETA 6498.1 in the Elaboré version. The watch has a water resistance of 10 bar, equaling 100 meter, which I personally do appreciate, since many of those watches do have less, and I think 100 meter makes the watch perfect everyday watch. The hands, at least the hour and minute hand, as well as the indices and the Arabic numbers, are covered with Super Luminover C3. I will show you the luminescence later in the video. The case changes between brushed surfaces and polished parts, which give the watch a really nice and interesting appearance. I do like it a lot. This watch basically is, in terms of design, a combination of a classical pocket watch and the squad watches for submariners crews. And there are some of these elements on this watch, like for example the small second at the 6 o'clock position, the really good readability, the railway minute circle, you can see it, the minute indication are done in a way which reminds to a railway road. Really nicely done, and this watch was a real surprise for me. I haven't been to deck watches, but this watch really caught me, to be honest. The Laco Cuxhaven, like her sister with the dark dial Bremerhaven, is named according to German maritime cities. Cuxhaven and Bremerhaven are close to the sea, and this watch was a real surprise for me. The dial isn't really emaille, but it looks a bit like it. And the case is really nicely done with the brushed parts and the polished bezel and the upper bezel ring. Really, really nicely done. And the highlight, of course, is the big look-through case back, looking at the manual wound movement, which is always a pleasure since no rotor in place, which covers most of the mechanics of the movement, so you can see quite a lot, and really nicely done. It is decorated with Geneva stripes, with blued screws. Really nice. The crown is a very handy crown, easy to operate, and still in a size which does not dominate the watch, so it perfectly fits into the classy and dressy style of the watch. Really, really nicely done. The hands are temperature blued, the small second hand. A really, really nice watch, and it was, as I said, a real surprise for me. And now let's have a look at the Laco Cuxhaven at night. First I switch off the first video light, then I'm going to switch off the second one, and we have a crystal clear picture at night. Even if I pick up the watch and move it, it is absolutely perfectly readable. The luminescence is really good. I like the picture at night. You see the hour dots and indexes as well as the Arabic numbers. The hands are pretty good readable even for my eyes, which are getting worse any day, or maybe not any day but any week. So a great watch even at night. I do like it, and I do like the form and shape of the hands at night. The Laco Cuxhaven retails in July 2020 at €980. For the same price tag you can also select the Bremerhaven, which is basically the same watch with a black dial. Laco does offer other watches in this design similar to the Cuxhaven, which have a price range between €370 and €420 at a size of 39 or 42 millimeter with a full luminescent dial. However, it's a different quality level, it does have a different movement, so the appearance is similar, but the quality of the watch is different. Well, that has been the Laco Cuxhaven. A nice watch, I liked it a lot, it was a surprise for me. I hope you liked the video as well. If so, please subscribe to my channel, recommend my videos, and look forward to the next ones to come. Cheers, Axel.